He texts. He shows up. Everyone can see he likes you. So why hasn't he moved? Before you decide it's because he doesn't want you, there is a moment in Genesis most people read right past. Isaac grown now, his mother Sarah recently buried. The grief of that loss, still sitting heavy in him, walks out into a field as the sun is going down. The text says he went out to meditate, to pray, to be alone with God in the open air at the close of the day. He isn't scanning the horizon for anyone. He isn't rehearsing lines. His face is turned up, and here is what Isaac cannot see. While he is in that field, talking to God, she is already on the road. Genesis 24-63 says he lifted up his eyes, and behold, the camels were coming. He didn't lift his eyes to find her. He lifted them to find God, and God is the one who brought her into view. Hear me. That is the order. Up, before, across. A certain kind of man, the kind worth 2 weeks of agonizing silence, does not look at you first. He looks up first. And when you're standing on your side of this, watching him, waiting for some sign that his eyes are on you, you misread the stillness. You think, he's not moving, so he must not want me. But you cannot see where his face is actually turned. He isn't slow because he's unsure of you. He's still because he's seeking the one who has to release you to him before he'll reach for you. He's not deciding if he likes you. He's asking God if he's allowed to love you well. That's what this video is about. Not a man in the abstract. A man in your actual life. Someone real, someone present, someone who clearly feels something and isn't hiding it. And yet, he hasn't moved. He hasn't asked. And the gap between how interested he seems and how little he's done about it is becoming unbearable. It's 11:47 at night. You've typed, "So what are we?" 4 times and deleted it 4 times. Your thumb is hovering over send. One push and you'll have your answer. Or you'll blow up something that just needed 2 more weeks of quiet. You are one impatient move away from either pulling back to protect yourself or forcing a clarity that wasn't ready to come. Before you do either one, put the phone down and stay with me. Because there is a difference between a man who is slow and a man who is praying. And learning to tell them apart may be the most important thing you do this year. The first sign is consistency without pressure. A man who is praying before he pursues does not disappear between conversations. He is not hot and cold. He does not need you to chase him into the warmth. He shows up steadily, without fanfare, without demanding anything from you in return. He checks in. He remembers things. He is present, even when there's nothing in it for him yet. That consistency is not accident. It's a man whose inner world is ordered enough to maintain something he hasn't claimed yet. Proverbs 3:5-6 says to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And a man who actually lives that way carries a settledness you can feel. He doesn't need to rush because he's not anxious. He's not deciding if he likes you. He's asking God if he's allowed to love you well. The second sign is that he protects without possessing. You've watched the 3 dots appear under his name. Appear and stop. Appear and stop. He's writing something and deleting it, and you've decided that means he's pulling away, when what's actually happening is a man being careful with words he doesn't want to get wrong. That care shows up everywhere once you know to look for it. He walks you to your car. He follows up after something hard you mentioned. He notices. when something is off. Not because he's performing, but because something in him is already oriented toward your well-being before he's even asked for the right to be. A man who prays about a woman before he pursues her has already been practicing care for her in private. What you see in the small gestures is the overflow. The third sign is harder to read, and I want you to read it correctly, because the sign here is not the silence by itself. You told him the hard thing, the wound you don't show people early. And he didn't fill the quiet with the right line. He just got still and looked at you a beat too long. Now hear me carefully. A man can go quiet because he's evading, and a man can go quiet because he's processing, and silence alone cannot tell you which. So the sign is not that he went quiet. The sign is what the quiet produces. He goes still, and then he comes back gentler, with a follow-up, with the thing you mentioned, not forgotten, but carried. James 1-5 says that, if anyone lacks wisdom, let him ask of God. A man who does that doesn't answer your deepest things carelessly. He weighs them. And the weight shows up not in the pause itself, but in what he does on the other side of it. A man who only goes quiet may be avoiding you. A man who goes quiet and returns with care is praying over you. The fourth sign is that your faith is not a footnote around him. You don't have to shrink it. You don't have to translate it, or apologize for it, or leave it at the door. He doesn't just tolerate your relationship with God. Something in him settles when it comes up, because it's the same language he speaks in private. And if you need to know this is real, that this isn't just a romantic story, I'm telling you, look at Jesus. On the night before he chose the 12 men, he would bind his entire ministry to, men he would live with and suffer with and build his church on. Luke 6:12 tells us, he went up on a mountain and spent the whole night in prayer. The most important relational decision of his earthly life, and the Son of God himself would not move on it until he had spent the night with the Father. So when a man does the same, when he takes a decision about you seriously enough to bring it to God before he brings it to you, he is not stalling. He is doing the most Christ-like thing a man in love can do. The fifth sign is the one that protects you from all the others. His slowness has a direction. It is going somewhere. It is not a permanent fog you're being asked to live in forever. A praying man does not pray about a woman indefinitely. He prays until he has his answer, and then he moves. The praying is not the destination, it is the preparation. And when the preparation is done, he comes. That is your hope and your protection in the same breath. When a man's slowness is holy, it does not stay on its knees forever. It stands up and it walks toward you. So hear the whole thing now, the way you needed to hear it from the start. He's not deciding if he likes you. He's asking God if he's allowed to love you well. His face is turned up before it turns toward you, and that order is not a delay, it's a promise. Now I have to tell you something I would be failing you to leave out, because I love you too much to let you walk out of here with only half of it. Prayer is not a synonym for never. Hold on to that, because it is the line that protects you. Holy slowness has a direction and an end. It is going somewhere, and it eventually moves. What I am describing is not a man who keeps you in permanent ambiguity, who takes the comfort of your attention and never defines anything for months on end. That is not prayer. That is a man who has found it convenient to keep you waiting. So do not build a holy story in your imagination about a man who is simply not that interested, and then call it discernment. Don't assign him a prayer life he hasn't shown you. The signs tonight are things you can watch with your own eyes: consistency, protection, weight that returns as care, shared faith, and a slowness that finally moves. If there is no movement, no clarity, no honest conversation ever, then the stillness is not reverence, it is avoidance, and you are allowed to stop standing in a fog that refuses to lift. And if what you're living in is not slowness at all, but tension, if there's control in it, or a coldness used as punishment, or a fear you can't quite name, that is not the holy patience I'm describing tonight. And no reframe in this video covers it. Please talk to someone safe. A trusted pastor, a counselor, someone who can sit with you in it. That conversation matters more than anything I could teach you here. And maybe you've listened to all of this, and there is no such man anywhere in your life. Maybe every man you've ever met moved fast and prayed never, and a man on his knees in a field sounds like fiction. Hear me, he is not fiction. If you've never met him, it is not because he doesn't exist. It may be because your attention has been going to men who move without God. This was never only a video about him. It was a recalibration of what you are allowed to want. And if you're listening to this a week after you sent the text or walked away because you couldn't take the silence one more day, you didn't ruin anything God meant to keep. A thing God is building does not collapse because you got scared. Bring even that to him. He is not slow to forgive the way you were quick to panic. So let this settle into the deepest place in you tonight. You are not behind for waiting. You are not foolish for hoping. You are not unwanted because he is unhurried. You are watching a man show you, in advance, in the only language that cannot be faked, exactly how he will handle your heart once it is his. His pace is not the proof on its own. His pace is only proof when it has direction. And a man whose face is turned up is a man whose slowness is going somewhere. Psalm 27-14 says, "Wait on the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage." Because here is the part I most need to land in you before you close this video. While he turns his face up, you have a face to turn up too. This was never only about his prayer. It is about yours. The same order that governs him governs you, up, before, across. And I have to be honest with you, because I love you too much not to be knowing this for one night is not the same as standing in it tomorrow morning. By breakfast, the doubt will knock again. But what if he really doesn't want me? Not because it's true, but because a truth you felt once has to become a truth you practice. So I made you somewhere to practice it. The Still Point, a 30-day devotional for the woman who's waiting. One scripture, one reflection, one prayer, every day. In the same voice you're hearing right now. It's the first link in the description. And the whole thing comes in audio, read in this same voice. So on the nights when the ache wakes you up and you can't bring yourself to read, you can close your eyes and just listen. You don't have to chase him out of that field, beloved. You just have to turn your own face up. He's been on his knees, and so can you. If this was the truth you needed tonight, type it in the comments where you can read it back. Up, before, across. And if this message blessed you, remember to like, subscribe, and share so others can be strengthened by the Word of God.